hill. What I was saying is, you can be a great rapper and not a great lyricist. And what I was saying was, Tupac is a great rapper, but he's not among the greatest lyricists. Chuck D is a great rapper. Chuck D is a great MC, but I wouldn't call him a great lyricist. That's all I'm talking about. I was talking about Pac as a lyricist, not as a rapper.
What is a lyricist?
Well, it's a lot of different things.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. So there's this story. In the mid-90s, the king of pop, Michael Jackson, attended a barbecue, hanging out with Kidada Jones, Quincy Jones' daughter, who Tupac was apparently seeing at the time. So Tupac shows to the party, sees Kidada sitting on Michael Jackson's lap, assumes something was up, and tries pulling Kidada away from Michael Jackson by the arm. So Michael Jackson didn't like him acting that way towards Kidada at all, so he pulls her back. So they argue for a few seconds until Tupac swings at Michael ducks and swings back with a quick jab. Then people break it up. Later they settled everything with a handshake once the air was cleared, with Michael saying that Kidada was like a niece to him and Tupac respected that. So it was all good.
There's another argument.
I think there is another argument.
Who is it?
Tupac. And I'll tell you why.
You can't say that after saying Cassidy was better than Tupac last week.
First of all, let me correct the record because there's a lot. That's not what I said.
You did.
That's
cool.
No, this is what I said.
You think Cassidy raps better than Pac?
What I said was, not that he was a better rapper, I'll die on that hill. What I was saying is, you can be a great rapper and not a great lyricist. And what I was saying was, Tupac is a great rapper, but he's not among the greatest lyricists. Chuck D is a great rapper. Chuck D is a great MC, but I wouldn't call him a great lyricist. That's all I'm talking about. I was talking about Pac as a lyricist, not as a rapper.
What is a lyricist?
Well, it's a lot of different things.
What is it to you?
For me,
multi-syllabic shit?
Not necessarily.
I'll have this quick 1 minute 1v1 with you because it's not the biggest deal. But what is a lyricist to you?
For me, it's about rhyme schemes, complexity, vocab. It's also about the storytelling. It's about all those things. You know what I mean? Although when you get to the storytelling part, that feels like more like the MC than the actual lyricism of it. I was specifically talking about the complexity of his rhyme schemes.
See, I think
he makes it technical.
I don't think. I don't think there's a right or wrong in this because it's subjective.
I do.
Well, yeah.
Because if that's the case, then we got to put Rascas and Chino XL, rest in peace, and all these.
I would say as elite
other people as the best rappers of all time.
No, but I don't think. No. You're missing my point.
If they're great rappers, I'm not.
No, but you're missing my point. I'm saying being a great rapper is more than just being a great lyricist. That's my point. So I'm saying if you check off just that box, lyricist is great, but there's other boxes that you have to check off. Razzcazz, even Royce, who I love, right? Great lyricist, but sometimes that rapidy rap shit isn't the only thing that makes you a good MC. Q-Tip is one of my favorite MCs of all time. Not nearly the lyricist of Royce, but a better overall MC. That's all I'm saying. So I was just saying on that one category for Tupac as a lyricist, it's not it, but he's got a great voice. He's a great songwriter, great storyteller.
It's like 2K. So the slider for the slider for lyricism, you would have it a little.
That's
lower.
all I'm saying.
Everything else could be still high.
Yes, it's
your
one
overall
box.
is still high, but
overall
that one,
Tupac is a strong B+ for me. He's just not
one problem with what he's saying.
What's that?
With however you want to title it, with rappers, lyricists, MCs. Maybe all with the exception of artists because that gets into song making abilities. But those three, the most important thing for a lot of people is what are you saying? Yeah. Far greater than what words you can rhyme, how many multi-syllables you use. Like we get into lyricists and that's what we get into. How are you rhyming? But the main thing is what are you saying?
Conveying a message.
I agree.
And that's where Cassidy should never be mentioned with Tupac. He said too much. Even if he rhymed Hennessy and Enemy, which he for 19 albums.
Right.
What he was saying between those things, you can't even.
But that's not different than what I'm saying. I'm not mentioning him in the category for what he's saying. I'm only mentioning him in the category.
You saying it takes him out of the lyricist
You said it take him out of the lyricist conversation. He's saying no because the complexity of your lyrics don't matter. The content of your lyrics matter more than the complexity.
Right. And what I'm saying is content for me is a different category.
It's why 50 Cent is a top 15 rapper.
Yes. But what I'm saying is
MC, artist, however you want to chop it up. 50 Cent can't lyricist with none of us.
We're
but what he said and how he said it,
he's conveyed.
one.
But y'all are putting content in the lyricism bag and saying it's all part of lyricism. I'm not.
But that's your mistake.
No, I think it's subjective. It's just my scale.
Oh yeah, I said it's no wrong.
I got different. So for me, Tupac at the top for content, at the top for songwriting, at the among the top for voice, all that shit. But in terms of actual lyricism, I'd say no. Black Thought, top for lyricism, not as good a songwriter, not as good. But
the content piece should make you unable to say that that Cassidy and Bahamadia are better lyricists than Tupac.
So you're basically saying they couldn't be better at Tupac at anything.
At something,
right? And I think one of them is having complex rhymes. Even though again, overall, Cassidy's a C plus.
Let me ask you.
Tupac's an A.
Let me ask you a question. So you can have complex rhymes, right?
Yeah.
Because you're taking hard words and rhyming them with other hard words.
It's not just that. No, I'm saying no. That's not. I'm rejecting that premise.
I'm not.
Okay.
So you have hard words rhyming with other hard words, but your message ain't shit. Like I'm all a koala while I wait with your while. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Nigga can say some simple shit.
And I want to add on to that.
Me in my heart,
all of that shit,
as opposed to this complex 14 syllable shit.
I agree. That's why you can't just have lyricism.
Let me add to what he's saying. And all that shit is new. When we get to talking about Furious 5 and Melly Mel and all of these niggas, it's what they were saying. That's it.
Arguably, the message is the best rap song ever.
It's them going outside, seeing some shit, and
talking about
it.
I wouldn't go that far, but I feel what you said. But here's the thing: when Rakim comes along, when G-Rap comes along, they modernized the flow, and suddenly the message was important, but also the mode of delivery was important.
You're naming two more people that said things.
Yes, that's what I just said.
They said this.
You say this, that's what I'm saying. The message was still important.
Nas came along and they took from him, and then it's the evolution. And then Nas came and said things better than them, and then Hove came and said things. But you still got to say. You have to say.
I agree.
Something.
Content for me is the most important thing.
I don't know another rapper since Pac maybe that can make changes. I don't know. Maybe Kendrick, right?
Maybe Kendrick
is what I would say.
Maybe, but like Pac got too many of those changes moments.
That's the thing. I love Tupac. I really like Tupac. I ain't gonna say I love. I really like Tupac. I think he's an extraordinary MC, top shelf, elite. I just don't think when it comes to lyricism that he is among the top 30 or 40 or 50. I think he trumps everything else. It's just like, I'll give you a perfect basketball example. Athleticism is really important in basketball. True. Steph Curry's not the top 50 great athletes in the NBA, but he's still a top 10 player because his other skills trump the fact that he's not as athletic. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying Pac is that. He's great. That's not the thing that makes him great. It's the other things.
I actually like your Steph Curry.
I agree with him because that's how I feel about. I put Jeezy in the same.
Yeah, Jeezy's a perfect example. I love fucking Jeezy.
That's my favorite ever, and I'm quick to say he ain't the most lyrical. He'll tell you he's not the most lyrical. Same thing with Pop.
But they're not lyrical. It's what he's saying and relatability.
But
that's my point.
Stat.
I'd rather listen to Jeezy than a whole bunch of lyrical motherfuckers.
Same.
Ablaze with these numbers. I'm tapped out.
In a negative or positive way?
Both. You got one side because it's nowhere near what Drake's For All the Dogs, anything like that has done. Even his surprise project of If You're Reading This Is Too Late, it's just not near those numbers.
He's a pop star.
Correct. And then you have the other side who they feel like now that the numbers were low, because at first when it's dropped, everybody was saying up here too, everybody was running around 400, 500, 600, just throwing crazy numbers around. When it didn't hit those, so now people are trying to, numbers ain't important. And it's like, so people are getting called out as being pretty much hypocritical.
So when you win in the numbers, it's the numbers.
Exactly. Numbers are not important when you're having a goat-to-goat conversation.
For All the Dogs did 401, they weren't that crazy far off.
Yeah.
My question is,
the point is to their point, which I completely understand. Not saying I agree, but I do understand. Had he did one copy more than For All the Dogs, all the Kendrick stands would be going crazy right now.
That's true. So
the fact that they said he sold the most units still for the whole 2024. They said he still sold more units than Homeboy, but I think
he's to have 3 songs in the top 100.
He killing it.
He got the top 5.
Top 5, right?
Yeah, all 5. The first 5 records are his.
To me, what's interesting is
the only artist ever to have every entry in a year debut at number 1.
Yes, and he got 3 number 1s. Number 1 album. Like, there's no lost here.
Yeah.
No, he is.
That nigga's
he's had a year.
Escalated, nigga.
Different type
legendary shit. What does week 2 look like? To me, that's what's interesting. If the numbers drop
the most important thing.
If they drop to 50 or 100, then that's different. I think he's going to do 150 in week 2.
same. I don't have the biggest drop off.
He might.
Yeah, I think a lot of people.
I still think that with regards to
Now, if he do under 100, then them stands got every right to come out and kick his butt.
I don't think he's gonna do under 100.
He ain't gonna do under 100.
I'm hearing like Luther is on the radio in rotation regularly now. Squabble Up is still a #1 record, which I think just their plan just was so dope because that was a tease song that everybody's been waiting for from the Not Like Us video. So people ran right to that. You put it #2 on the album. Like all of that shit just is genius. So I think the numbers are still going to be pretty high.
A little too genius for me, but that's another.
Why too genius?
I think it was good for the marketing. I don't think it was good for the sequencing of the album. I didn't love the sequencing of the album as much as, but I understand why it was #2.
Tell Bahama, dear.
Y'all love the sequencing of the album?
No, I just said last part. I have it resequenced.
Oh, okay. So,
I love the sequencing.
I don't have a problem with sequencing. Last night I accidentally put the 2 SZA records at the end because I did it by artist and it says Kendrick and SZA, and that actually flowed a little bit nicer to me.
Yeah,
but
it flows
that's
much better.
just moving one record to the end.
changing the sequencing.
One song, but yeah. I don't hate the sequencing.
I don't hate it.
It interrupts the flow of the album. If you got energy from
That's what I'm
the
saying.
intro, then you go to Squabble Up, and then you down to Luther, then you come back up to Hey Now, then you go down to this record.
Dodger
Man
Blue.
in the Garden. Then you go up to
Don't know
TV
her.
Off. Like it's doing this. That's what I didn't like.
Yeah, but don't know her like that again. Let her finish her sentence first.